From the boxing ring to your podcast station, here are the three guys that talk nothing but boxing. Ricky, Enrique, and Juan!
Hello, guys, and welcome to episode 56 of Boxing Talk. I'm your host for today, Kike, and joining me as always, we've got Ricky
What's up, Kike?
and we've got Juancho, unfortunately.
What's up? What's up?
I know Juancho wants to be watching the Clásico right now. It's Chivas versus Atlas, no, Juan?
Yeah.
Who's
But,
winning,
but,
Juan?
It's 0-0, man.
but Juan, that's how much he's into boxing. He's sacrificing his first true love of soccer to be here. So thanks for that, Juan. And of course, we have behind the scenes Cole, the producer. I know he's waving high right now, so he's just supervising, seeing what we do. But guys, like we said, let's get into the fights. This was the fight. It was the weekend of the A siders. Is that did I say that right? The A side
Yeah.
fighters. They dominated. There was only one fight that was kind of close. But guys, before we get into our fights, Compa, you want to tell them what happened to our boy Virgil Ortiz because we had previewed his fight um, last episode, and unfortunately he had to pull out. You want to let them know a little bit about that?
First of all, pull out compa. But yeah, Virgil Ortiz Jr. was admitted to the hospital and forced to withdraw from his fight against Michael McKenna after being diagnosed with uh, rod rhabdomyolysis, which
I
is a
think it.
breakdown of muscle tissues.
How do you even say that? It's
I don't know.
rhabdomyolysis. I don't even know.
Yeah, so it's a breakdown of
It's
muscle tissues that leads to that leads to the release of muscle fibers contents into the blood. These substances are harmful to the kidney and often cause kidney damage. This syndrome is serious and potentially life threatening. So, hey, we're praying that Virgil Ortiz gets better. Hopefully, this is nothing serious and he can pull out of this. But that's what happened with Virgil Ortiz, and that's the reason why Rocha and Cows became the main event. Correct, compa?
Yeah, yeah, because it was supposed to
Yeah.
be Ortiz versus McKinson, but McKinson got dropped to the co-main event, and then Cobbs versus Rocha got bumped up to be the main event. Like Compa said, just piggybacking off of him, we wish nothing but the best for Virgil.
Yeah.
Everybody has says it, even Robert Garcia has said it, that this guy is one tough guy. He wouldn't back out of a fight unless something was going on. And I think his dad was the one that noticed it. No, Juan, that something was wrong with his son. He was losing weight a little too quickly than he liked, so they took him to the hospital, and that's where they diagnosed him with this
That's crazy,
disease
man.
that I've never personally heard of.
I've never heard of it either.
I don't really know too much about it. I know Compa mentioned it briefly. I never really heard of it, but hope for the best. They say it's serious and it can be life threatening, so good thing they caught it early. Anything else
Yeah.
you'd
with
like to say
that
on that one?
with that, do we know if is that disease like life affecting or how does that work?
I don't know, man. We're gonna have to ask.
So muscle tissues into the bloodstream.
Yeah,
That's
that's weird,
crazy.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cause
I don't know
yeah,
much about it. I don't. We'd have to ask a doctor see what's
Yeah.
going on with that. That's weird. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. But guys, just wanted to let you guys know because we did. That was one of the fights we had previewed. We were looking forward to watching that fight. But like we always say, your health is more important. So let's pray for Virgil Ortiz. Now going into our fights, we're gonna start off in order of how the fights happened, guys. Um, we're gonna start off with the Sonny Edwards and Waseem card. Before Edwards and Waseem fought, there was the Regis Prograis versus Tyrone McKenna fight. Juan, you want to let us know a little bit about that fight before we start breaking it down?
yeah. So just a little recap on this. Prograis actually won via 6 round TKO, and he improved to a 27 and one and with 23 KO record. Prograis actually knocked down McKenna in the second round, until the fight was stopped in the sixth due to McKenna having some nasty cut on his eye. Honestly, guys, seeing that cut to the eye, I feel like maybe, in my opinion, he could have gone maybe one more round or so, giving the guy a little chance. But I see why the doctor could have stopped it. That the cut was pretty deep, next to the eye. That's a dangerous spot too.
Yeah.
But with this being said, how did you guys see Prograis? How did you guys see him in this fight? Was he, did he show that he's still there, or you think his little movements or his fighting skills went down a little?
Copa, what do you think?
I don't know, man. Like, well, first of all, I gotta say that the uh, the way we watched this fight sucked because the YouTube videos weren't that great.
Yeah.
One of the YouTube videos that I clicked was like, "Oh, this video is no longer available." Like, God damn
But
it.
not only that, compa, but the one I had originally sent you guys, like the fight was out of order. It started like in the
Yeah,
middle,
yes,
like I think it was the some of the fights started out of order,
yeah.
so it was weird. But for this Prograis fight, compa, I mean, go ahead. What did you think? I'm sorry, I interrupted you, man.
No, no worries. I think I don't know, man. I think he's still there. But I don't know if he's on the top for me, to be honest with you.
I think personally for me, guys, I think he looked good. He handled the guy in McKenna that he should have handled, knocked him out. I mean, when is a knockout not great? And against a top contender, McKenna was ranked. He is ranked.
Mm-hmm.
So to knock him out, whether it was cuts or whatever. I mean, he dropped them. And this guy McKenna, guys, he's 6'1". That's huge for 140 pounds. Usually, guys that are 6'1", you see them in the super middleweight division or you see them in the middleweight division. You don't see 6'1" guys in the 140-pound division. Um, but he handled McKenna the way he should have. He showed why he's the A side. Um, got to fight in Dubai with Probellum. I, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think this was his first fight under Probellum. So I mean, he called out Catterall after the fight. That would be a good fight, guys. Jack Catterall versus Regis Prograis. But then it was weird because he called Catterall out because Catterall was there, but then he was saying in the locker room, I don't know if he something knows something that we don't know yet, but he was saying that he's going to face Jose Chon Cepeda next for the title. I don't know how true that is, and we're gonna go into it about Jose Chon, but
Mm-hmm.
even in that, if they're to face each other, that to me doesn't make sense because if Josh Taylor vacates, right now the number one is Jose Cepeda and the number two is Jose Ramirez. So shouldn't it be Jose Cepeda versus Jose Ramirez for the WBC belt, that rematch? I mean, but like I said, maybe Regis Prograis knows something that we don't. I personally think he still look good, guys. I still think he's a top five contender. He could potentially be a champion again. So we'll see. But if he can't get either Jose Chon, if he can't get if he can't get Catterall, I mean he's got uh, Gary Antoine Russell. I know you guys liked him. He's got Sandor
I
Mart.
like him.
Yeah, he could face Sandor Martin, um, the winner of his coming fight that we're gonna announce later, uh, or he could face Jose Ramirez. So he's got a lot of options at 140. Um, we could say that he could go for the rematch against Josh Taylor, but let's be honest, guys. Josh Taylor is going to move up to 147. But that's that on that fight. Juancho, you want to let us know a little bit on the same card, which was the main event, that Sonny Edwards versus Mohammed Waseem fight.
Yeah, so Sonny Edwards versus Mohammed was seen. This fight actually went the distance, guys. Edwards won by via unanimous decision. He retains his IBF flyweight title and improves his record to an 18-0 and 4 KOs. A judge had it 8-4, 7-5, and 7-5. So two judges had it the same. One judge had it 8-4 for Edwards. So who do you guys think he should fight next, and or how did you guys even see him perform this fight?
I mean, Edwards, I think it was a lot closer. It was a close fight. Obviously, the scorecard said so, but I think Edwards was just toying with Wasim. I think he was fighting a fight that's not normal of Edwards. He was actually standing toe to toe, and like his record states, he only has 4 knockouts in 18 fights, guys. So this was a fight that I think Edwards wanted to step on the pedal and fight toe to toe, and he took some bombs, but he also let go some bombs on Wasim. I think he looked really good. He's the only flyweight on my list, guys, that's on the in the top 100 fighters, because you don't usually these lower classes you don't hear of them much, but this guy's a 112 pounder. Uh,
Jeez.
being Sonny Edwards, being Sonny Edwards, he needs to face a champion for sure. He's got guys like Artem Dalakian, the Ukrainian fighter, who's the WBA champ, who he could face. He's got the guy that we just saw fight, the legend in Chocolatito, Julio Cesar Martinez. He can fight. That would be a good fight. And they've actually been talking about making that fight, Sonny Edwards versus Julio Cesar Martinez. Or he's got the Japanese fighter he could go after in Junto Nakatani, who's the WBO champion. I mean, these flyweights, if they want to get more known, they need to face each other and start unifying. Uh, Stop facing these contenders and face the champions. I'd like to see him in with JCM, guys. What about you, compa?
Oh, JCM's a good one. Who is this? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I think I would like to see him with the Japanese Junto Nakatani.
I think he's
That'd be a good fight.
I think he's gonna be fighting soon. I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean these like we said, going maybe they should have like a little mini tournament. Have two of the
Yeah,
champions face each other. Have the other two champions face each other, and the winners of each of those fights take on each other in the final, and that way they
yeah,
can go for undisputed at flyweight. So, I mean that's that with Sonny Edwards. It wasn't too spectacular of a fight. It was back and forth, but it it wasn't nothing special to be honest with you. We'll see what Sonny Edwards looks forward to next. So we'll be tuning in with that. The next fight, guys. This fight happened in the United Kingdom, and this was a welterweight fight between David Avanesian versus Oskari Metz. And compa, how much can we say about this fight? I mean, you want to let them know what happened?
yeah. So Avanesian wins via first round TKO and improves his record to 29 wins, 3 losses, and one draw and 17 KOs. So it was pretty
Yeah.
fast. So so it was a really quick fight. So yeah, it was right away. So Gopal and Juan, who should he fight next? Who should Avanesian fight next? There's top contenders like Egidijus Kavalaskas, winner or the winner of Cody Crawley versus Josito Lopez, or winner of Ratsap Butaev versus Emantes Stanian Nonis, or winner of Jaron Ennis versus Custio Clayton, or a winner of Mike. What is this? Yeah, Mikey Garcia. No, or Mikey Garcia, Virgil Ortiz, Kell Brook, or Keith Thurman. What do you guys think?
I mean, like we said, compa, this was a quick fight. I think that's what back-to-back fights that Avanesian knocks out a guy that early. He did call out after the fight. He called out Boots Ennis, so he wants Boots
Mm.
Ennis, or he wants Keith Thurman, which he called out, or he wants Connor Ben.
Ooh,
Um,
that'd
so,
be good, Keith
so
Thurman.
all of those three fighters, good fighters. Connor Ben fighting soon. Any of these guys he takes, I just think Avanesian needs to step out of Europe and come to America and start fighting some real welterweights out here, because he's just
Yeah,
blowing through the competition out there, and we don't truly know how good he is until he faces some of these top guys. I mean, uh, I forgot what sanctioning body it was that they ordered Avanesian to face Virgil Ortiz. Obviously, that never materialized. I don't know why. That would be a good fight that I would like to see, Virgil Ortiz versus Avanesian. But again, compa, all the names you mentioned, all of those names are good. He needs to take one of
yeah.
them because I don't. The last time he faced a top guy was Shane Mosley, and Shane Mosley was already old. Um,
Damn, Shane Mosley.
yeah, I mean,
Jesus,
what he needs to step it up, dude. He's the EBU champ. Have you ever heard of the EBU belt? No.
I never heard of
So,
it.
what about you, Juan?
I think obviously Jaron Ennis is gonna win Cristo Clayton, so um, Clayton. But I also think that a good fight for him would be a Virgil Ortiz. I've always wanted that fight versus
They
Albanesian.
have very similar styles. They really do, and that's why it would be a good matchup because they both are come forward, nonstop punches. So that's why it would be a good clash. But we'll see, man. What's next for Avanesian? He's taking these fringe. I mean, Ascari Metz wasn't even ranked, guys. I mean, but he, like we said, this weekend was the weekend of the A side fighters. Um, and the A sides did what they needed to do. They handled business. The only one that somewhat struggled was Sonny Edwards, but everybody else got the knockouts. And talking about knockouts, might as well talk about our last fight that happened last night. We just got the scores this morning or last night, and that was Jose Cepeda versus Francisco Perez. Juan, let them know what happened because there's not much to this fight either.
Yeah, I mean Jose Cepeda wins via second round KO and improves to a record of 36-2-28. This was a a record fight that we were expecting to be an easy fight for him. He was versing basically a nobody. Um,
Yeah,
and then he knocked him down. He knocked down Perez three times in the second round, which eventually, it came to a KO. So, what are you guys' thoughts? Who do you think he should go against? Top contenders? Oh, like you said, maybe Prograis wants him. So, what do
yeah.
you think?
I, I mean, for me, guys, I get when a fighter wants to stay busy if they can't get the big fight, but it's like, geez, man, like these top fighters need to face top fighters because then you put them in with a guy like Francisco Perez who we've never heard of. Like this is what happens, and it's not a competitive fight, and that's not what the fans like, man. Honestly, fans want to see top-notch fighters facing each other. Cepeda, I mean, this would have been a good weekend to Cepeda versus Prograis, which that's what their
Yeah,
Prograis was saying in his fight. That would be a good fight if they fight, or like we mentioned with Prograis, all these other guys. He could face Gary Antoine Russell as well, um, Arnold Bar- Arnold Barboza. He can have a rematch with Pedraza, but Pedraza is coming off a loss. I don't think he'll take that. He could take on Sandor Martin, Jack Catterall, a rematch with Jose Ramirez. Who knows? We'll see. For sure, I think Jose Cepeda is going to fight for a belt next. His next fight's going to be for a belt because he's the number one WBC contender right now, and he's either going to take on Jose Ramirez or he's going to take on Rejay Prograis for that belt. So we'll see. Um, there was nothing much
I'm,
to show on this fight. It was just for him to stay busy.
I'm a big fan of Jose Jones Cepeda, compa.
Yeah.
I hope he makes it big and makes a big name for himself. So I'm hoping for the best for that guy.
Yeah. So continue, guys. We went 4-0. It was kind of easy. This was one of those weekends, guys. We said it last episode. This was going to be a easy weekend. It's kind of unfortunate that they're not competitive, but hey, at least we got to see our top guys do their thing. So going into our news, guys, we have a lot of news coming up. Some fight announcements, uh, mostly fight announcements. So um, let's get into it. You want to let them know what's going on in the light heavyweight news, Juan?
Hell yeah, dude! This is an exciting news here. I think one of the most exciting of the week. You got Arthur Beterbiev versus Joe Smith Jr., who have agreed to a light heavyweight title unification bout for June 18th in New York. And man,
Right.
this is an exciting fight. Arthur Beterbiev, one of the guys that most people think is the guy in that division.
Yeah.
And then you got another guy, Joe Smith Jr., who a lot of people also think is the guy of the division. So it's a 50-50 fight. Honestly, I personally think, and it's not to go against the fellow American, but I think Arthur Beterbiev is the guy of the division, and I think this guy is on another level.
I'm just excited that it got announced with the date because we had mentioned that this was going to happen a couple episodes ago, but we didn't know a date on it yet. It's going to happen in New York, so that's in Joe Smith Jr.'s backyard. He's from New York. Speaking of Joe Smith Jr., he did like one of our posts. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, Joe Smith
Oh yeah,
Jr. Um, and then, but yeah, guys, this check this out. These two are duking it out for three belts. Bevo and Canelo are duking it out for one of the belts at light heavyweight. This is an easy setup for Canelo to potentially go for undisputed at light heavyweight. Because if Canelo handles business against Bivol, he could potentially take on the winner of Beterbiev and Smith, and whoever comes out the winner, like we said, will take on the winner of Canelo Bivol, and then that will be for all the belts. So that's another exciting factor, a part of this fight is that the winner of this fight can face the winner of Bivo Canelo, and we can have an undisputed light heavyweight champion. Like we said, guys, boxing is going back to its glory days where the best are fighting the best. There's more unified champions now. we've got two undisputed champions, and it seems like all the champions are trying to fight each other. So that's what we want: the best versus the best, guys. So I'm excited for this. We have to wait another 3 months, but those 3 months are gonna come soon. So um, I can't wait for that fight. And in other news, compa, you want to let them know this super middleweight fight that's going to be happening next?
Yeah, so the Pride Park Stadium, home of the Derby County Football Club, will stage the WBO Interim Super Middleweight World title clash between Zach Parker and the unbeaten two-weight world champion Demetrius Andrade on May 21st, 2022. What do you guys think about that? That's pretty exciting.
Another good fight too. I mean, this is to showcase Demetrius Andrade,
Hmm.
but he's going to be fighting in Zach Parker's backyard. We have a date finally. It's going to be Andrade's move up to super middleweight, but Zach Parker, a young, hungry, undefeated fighter who's ranked number one. But they're fighting for the interim title, which means the winner should become the mandatory to Canelo um, in the WBA sanction. So we'll see. It's not gonna be an easy fight for Boo Boo, guys. I know Boo Boo's had some decent fights lately, and he's showcased his skills. But this Zach Parker guy is an animal, man. So we'll see. It's either Demetrius Andrade shows his class level of fighting, or Zach Parker shows that he belongs with the big boys. This is his coming out party. We'll see. What do you think, Juan?
Man, honestly, I'm not a fan of Boo Boo. I've said it before. His fights are boring as hell. So, honestly, I would like for Parker to expose his bum, and you know hopefully he shows the world that he does belong with the top guys, and it's exciting, yeah. But I'm not a fan of Boo Boo.
You hear that, Boo Boo? Juan's calling you a bum, so call him out for a fight.
Hey, get the fuck out of here.
Oh my god.
Payday, payday, payday.
So we'll see. That's exciting news, guys. And in more exciting news, we keep getting fights added to the Spence Ugas undercard, guys. And so far, it's coming out to be a good card. You got Spence versus Ugas. You got Isaac Cruz versus Yuriorkis Gamboa as the co-main event. You got Radzab Butaya versus Imanta Stanionis, which is a title eliminator fight. And now our Canadian man, Cody Crowley, who we just saw upset Abdukakarov, he's going to be facing Josecito Lopez, guys. So this is a good little step up fight for him. Josecito hasn't fought in a while, but remember,
I was gonna say that, Copa.
Josecito was supposed to fight our boy Abel Ramos, remember, but he had to pull out.
Yeah.
He had to pull out of that fight. I think he got COVID or something, so he's stepping in now to fight Cody Crowley. So this is another good fight getting added to that card. That's four good fights right there, guys. So far, just those four fights alone, that to me is worth the pay per view. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Dude, this is more than pay per view, man. Like you said, these are fights being added on. It's one of the best cards we've ever seen as of late. So I think it's really great that Cody Crowley and Josecito Lopez go against each other. Crowley coming from a great win in his last bout, so I think it's a good card already.
What about you, compa? Are
Copa, do
you
we
gonna?
know? Do we? Sorry, Copa. Sorry. Do we know where the pay per view is gonna be at? Is it gonna be
Yeah,
Showtime? Is it
it's
gonna be?
It's PBC. It's PBC, so it's most likely either going to be Fox or it's going to be a Showtime pay per view. But I think they said Showtime
Interesting.
already, right, Juan?
Yeah.
yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, because usually
Obviously,
And
PBC either does Fox pay per view or they do Showtime. But I think
I agree. I agree with Juan. I think this is one of the best fight cards of 2022. To be honest,
so far, yeah,
I know. Yeah, so far of 2022, I think this has been the best one. And to be honest with you, I didn't even know Josecito Lopez was still fighting.
yeah.
He hasn't fought. Last time
they
I forgot what time. I forgot when this is the last time we saw him fight.
It's been over a year, that's for sure.
Yeah, so I
and
forgot
this
his
fight
opponent.
has this fight sold out yet or not yet?
I don't know. I'm not sure. If
I
not, I'm
haven't.
pretty sure it's close to selling out.
Yeah, because when they first came out, the tickets were already kind of pricey.
Yeah,
I remember looking at it. So
it's gonna happen at the AT&T Stadium, I think, in Texas. So we'll
yeah,
see. I'm definitely gonna get that pay per view. Maybe we could get together, do a little carne asada for that, um, and watch these fights. That's four good contenders right there. You got Cody Crowley, you got Radza Butayev and Imantas Stanionis. You got Isaac Cruz making his come back after his defeat from Tank, and then you got, of course, the return of Errol Spence and your Dennis Ugas, a unification bout. So it doesn't get any better than that, guys. But next, guys, it's official. I know we've been saying this that this guy was going to fight, but we didn't know for sure. But it's official now. DAZN released it. Top super lightweight contender Sandor Martin, who's best known for defeating Mikey Garcia recently, is returning to fight in his own home country of Spain to take on Mexican warrior Jose Felix on April 1st, on April Fool's Day. It was announced official by Matchroom Boxing and DAZN. What are your guys' thoughts on getting to see Sandor Martin again?
It's exciting, man. It's exciting to see Martin come back, and after oh, a really good win against one of the top well-known guys out there. Um, I think it's like either was that a fluke, was that just a lucky win, was it not? He looked good that day, so I mean, hopefully he's one of those guys that after the win he continually starts winning, becomes known, becomes one of those top guys as well. But going against a fellow Mexican, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I think uh,
Yeah.
I think for me, guys, I'm just more so curious to see if Sandor is the real deal. Like Juan said, to me, this is a test fight for him to show if like Juan said, if the Mikey Garcia fight was a fluke or if he is the real deal. That's what I'm more curious about. What about you, compa?
Same thing, same thing. Especially like he's fighting a Mexican fighter, and we know how Mexican fighters fight. We know their style. I want to see if Sandor Martin can handle that.
Yeah.
So this should be an exciting fight. I'm excited to watch this fight.
So that's already. We're gonna probably, yeah, guys. We're gonna preview this fight next episode. Um, So best of luck to Sandor Martin. Best of luck to both fighters, but we're gonna see who comes out on top. I think because it's in Spain, it might be a early broadcasted fight for us here in the states. So we'll see. I think the card is gonna start about 10:30 a.m. for us out here in California. So we'll see in 2 weeks from now, actually. Right, in 2 weeks from now, he's gonna be fighting. So that's already coming up.
Yeah.
And then, guys, I just wanted to bring this fighter up. Maybe you've heard of him, maybe you haven't. Uh, Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on him. But Oshaki Foster defeated previously undefeated fighter Mohamed Kuja Yakubov via unanimous decision and knocking Yakubov down in the 12th round, earning the WBC silver super featherweight belt. So this puts him up in the super featherweight division now, again against a guy that had that belt and was undefeated. I think he's from Tajikistan, the guy that he beat.
Oh wow.
Um, the judges had it at 10-2, 9-3, and 9-3 for Foster. So he won fairly comfortably against a guy that is up there in the ranks. Do you guys think that this victory makes Oshaki Foster a top 130 pounder? What are your guys' thoughts?
It's going back to like the Martin kind of scenario. Was it a fluke? Um, you never know. Just because he won one bout is like you said, we need to see more fights continuously. Show that you can be consistent enough to keep winning these big fights. It's like any other top prospect coming up. You have to keep showing that you can perform at a certain level. There's levels to this, and if he can keep doing that, then I think that he should be considered a top guy. But as of now, I think it's just okay. He got a good first win.
Yeah.
All right, keep it up, keep going.
It was good because I compare this fight to when Beck the Bully fought Gabe Rosado. Everybody was
Yeah.
going
Oh
Beck
yeah.
the Bully, right? And Rosado just knocked him out and beat him. This is how Yakubov was. Yakubov was that guy, oh shit, everybody's scared of. He's the next up and coming fighter. And here comes Oshaki Foster and whoops his ass pretty easily. I mean, when you got it 10 rounds of 2, 9-3 and 9-3, that's pretty you pretty much beat his ass. Um, but who do you guys think Foster should fight next to continue to show uh, that he's a top 130 pounder for real? Should he take on the winner of Zelfa Barrett versus Farouk Kurbanov? He's got the ex champion Jamel Herring, but who knows if that fight's there for him because he might move up to 135. He's got other Tajikistan fighter Shevkatzon Rakimov. Um, who he's potentially going to be fighting for a title soon, or is he willing to challenge the champions like Roger Gutierrez, Kunichi Ugawa, or even the winner of Valdez Stevenson? What are you guys' thoughts?
I
Who should
mean,
Foster's take on next?
if he's gonna go up to the 135 pound division, why not go against like
Well, Foster's not going to go
Gamboa?
135. Herring is going to go 135
Oh, Herring. Oh,
potentially. Yeah,
okay. Oh
Foster I
well, I
think will
mean
stay at
then
130.
if he can make Herring stay at the 130, then maybe try to fight him because he was just a champ. Why not have a measuring stick already,
Yeah.
and compete against a former champ? Show that you can defeat a former champ, or you show that you can go to the distance with a former champ. But the winner of Selfa Barrett, that one would be a good fight for him too.
Yeah, I think he needs
To
to
be on,
go for it, compa. Sorry.
sorry, go sorry. To be honest with you guys, like to keep it 100 with their listeners, I've never heard of Oshaki Foster.
Hmm. Yeah, he's
Yeah, it's the first time I hear of him.
he was kind of before this fight. He's like a considered a top contender, but like in the lower ranks. But
Yeah.
with this win, obviously this puts he has the WB silver, which pretty much
Mm.
is I think it's the second best belt because it's the WBC belt, and then after the WBC belt, it goes WBC
Mhm.
gold or diamond, and then WBC silver. So he's up there with the champions. So technically,
I'm definitely gonna
tech
check him out.
technically he can become the mandatory to the winner of Valdez Stevenson, whoever gets that WBC
Hmm.
strap. But I don't think Foster's ready for either of those guys. Those guys are monsters. I think those are the two best at 130. I think he needs to keep stepping it up. He got a good win, but keep showing why you really truly are a top guy to earn a title shot. But yeah, just wanted to bring that up. Keep on the lookout for Oshaki Foster. Um, he might be out and he might be on the up and up. So we'll see, guys. But guys, this is my most exciting news that I wanted to bring up. I like when
Yeah.
Showtime does this, guys. I love when they come out with this kind of stuff. They came out with a schedule, so that way we have something to look forward to. We can pencil in the dates of who's going to be fighting. But Juan, let's go over um, uh, Showtime's boxing fight schedule. Let them know what fights we got coming up thanks to Showtime and
Uh, you
Premier
know,
Boxing
uh,
Champions.
yeah, I mean, obviously we've already announced some of them. Some of them we haven't. But
Yeah,
we'll go over all of them again. Tszyu versus Gausha, which is gonna happen the 26th.
this
So in a
coming
week.
weekend.
Yeah. This upcoming weekend, you got Tszyu versus Gausha, and then you got Lubin versus Fondura, which is April
The
9th.
big tall guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, the tall guy. And then you got Spence Jr. versus Ugas, April 16th. You got Charlo versus Castaño, 2. And it's versus Clayton, April 14th. Then you got Benavides, and then versus Lemux of April 21st. Then you got Davis versus Romero, April 28th. You got Fulton Jr. versus uh, Roman, what's the May 4th. And then you got Charlo versus Solsek, May 18th. And you got Maxayo versus Vargas, May June 9th. So it's a good like what
come
two
on,
months
you're
kind of
you're way off on those months, bro.
I was
I was
like,
like,
what the
May.
what?
fuck?
Oh
Ah,
wait,
yeah, yeah.
May June June.
Well, you fucked up with Davis
I got
Romero,
May.
which is
Yeah,
April
May.
28th.
Hey, my bad.
Yeah, May 28th.
Sorry, guys. We'll
Yeah,
fix it up
May.
right now.
Oh,
Flipped
So
it.
we
I
got
flipped it.
Sue versus Gausha, which is this coming weekend. We already had
yeah.
announced that one.
Yeah.
The one we didn't know about, but we were kind of speculating and wasn't official yet, was Erickson Lubin versus Sebastian Fundura. That's April 9th. You got the Spence versus Ugas, which we've been talking about that, so we've already announced that one. You got Charlo versus Castaño, the rematch. We've already announced that one, but one that they added to that card and we didn't know about, Jerron Boots Ennis against Custio Clayton. So that's going to be a good co-main event. Then you got David Benavides versus David Lemieux, which we've highlighted that fight. That's going to be May 21st. Then you got Gervonta Tank Davis versus Rolando Romero. That's May 28th. We highlighted that one. These next three fights we didn't highlight, so we're excited to see them too. Stephen Fulton Jr., who just came off defeating our boy Brandon Figueroa. He's returning back to face Danny Roman. That's going to be June 4th. And then you got Jermel Charlo's brother, Jermal Charlo, fighting Masej Sulecki. That's going to be June 18th. So unfortunately, not fighting Munguia, but he is going to be fighting Sulecki, who Sulecki has fought some top guys. So it's going to be a good measuring stick fight for Charlo. And then lastly on their schedule, they got the return of the Filipino rising star and current champion Mark Magsayo, defending against the Mexican warrior who's a top. He can really take the strap from Magsayo and Rey Vargas. That's going to be July 9th. Guys, let me know what you think about Showtime releasing a fight schedule like this.
This is so cool, man. I think I'm a big fan of Showtime when it comes to this as well. It's so cool. Like, dude, I'm looking forward to it, but it also reminds me how the fucking year goes so by so fast.
Yeah, dude. Like we look
Jesus.
at Magsayo Vargas, you're like, damn, that's 4 months out, dude. Those 4 months. Next, thing you know, 4th of July is gonna happen. Boom, we're watching Magsayo
Yeah,
Vargas.
yeah.
God willing.
But I'm super. This is the fights I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Obviously, Davis Romero. I'm excited about. I'm excited to see Benavides, and I'm excited to watch the Charlie Castaño too.
Yeah. What about you, Juan? What's your favorite fight
All
of
of
that
them.
schedule?
I think that for me the top three there is the Spence Jr. versus Ugas unification match
Yeah.
right there. Um, and then you got Charlo versus Castaño two, just already a good card, and then you still got these two duking it out as well, where we thought it was a robbery the last fight.
Yeah.
And then that being to me the third one, it's just for the shit talk they always do. Dave versus Romero,
Yeah.
it's funny as hell.
Yeah.
And go by talking about Charlo.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Now go for it.
Talking about Charlo, Jamal Charlo. I mean, I know it's another podcast,
Yeah.
but hot boxing with Mike Tyson.
Oh
He
yeah.
came out on that episode.
Oh yeah. You were
Right, don't
telling
you
me
go?
about that. And then
It was good. It was good. It's just that sometimes you can't understand Mike Tyson.
yeah.
Man. So I'm like, fuck, I'm trying to decipher his
Yeah.
language. Like, fuck. No offense, Mike Tyson. Don't watch
Oh
me.
my god.
But yeah,
Yeah. No, yeah,
yeah.
I
Check
saw
it
I
out.
saw that after you told me about it, and Mike Tyson was trying to instigate him, telling him
Yes, to fight
talk shit to
Benavides.
Benavides and Canelo. He's like, talk shit to Canelo, talk
Taking them.
shit about his mom and this and that. So that was funny,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
just
this is.
so you can understand him, you have to be as high as him.
Oh my
For real,
goodness,
because
dude.
he
Because
smoked a blunt during the episode.
yeah,
Yeah,
he does it every episode.
Yeah, he does. He was just smoking a blunt. Like, damn. And
That's why it's
Charlo,
called
it
hot
seems like,
boxing.
yeah,
yeah, and it seems like Charlo was like, no, I don't. I'm not like that, Mike. I'm not gonna talk shit to them. You know, it's funny.
yeah, yeah. So we'll see, guys. I'm excited. Thanks to this schedule, it adds more fights to our previews that we're gonna do, fights that we're gonna look forward to, beginning this weekend up until we have like up until June, we have 11 straight weeks of top level fights. 11 straight weeks, guys. The only I think the only slots they have open still that nobody has taken up is like June 11th, uh, June 25th, and July 2nd. Only those 3 weeks have not been taken up yet. Once those 3 weeks get taken up, I'm sure they're gonna be taken up by somebody. Once those 3 weeks are taken up, we're gonna have even more fights. At least we have fights up until July for now. Hopefully, none of these fights get canceled because, as we've seen while we've done this podcast, guys, a ton of fights get canceled. Either guys get sick, guys get injured, or guys just get vaginitis and they just pull out for no reason. Uh, I mean, we've even previewed when a guy literally was in the locker room about to walk out and then he pulls out. So nothing, you never know in the world of boxing. Look at Virgil
Or
Ortiz. What happened with
Copa,
Virgil Ortiz?
Copa, or guys that go walk the ring, go into the ring, and then walk out.
Oh yeah, we didn't get to preview that, but we saw that. I forgot what
No,
fight
yeah,
that
we
was.
see that.
He literally walked into the ring. They rang the first round bell, and then he walked out. Ended the
Yeah.
fight. That was weird, but anyways, guys, let's go into our fights that we got this coming weekend of March 26th. We got three good fights, guys. I'm looking forward to them. Unfortunately, one of them is not going to be televised, but two of them will. Let's start off with the one that's not televised. This fight's going to be between Gustavo Limos versus Lee Selby. So Lee Selby making his return. This is a lightweight fight, 135 pounds. It's going to take place at the Estadio Luna Park in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Again, March 26th. Unfortunately, not televised out here in the States. But you got Gustavo El Eléctrico Limos, who's ranked number 3 in the IBF and number 9 in the WBO. Uh, he's 27 and 0, guys, with 17 knockouts. He's an orthodox. We don't know his height. He's not too well known out here in the States yet. He's a popular fighter in Argentina. Like we said, guys, these Argentinians all of a sudden are starting to have a good crop of fighters. You got Castaño. You got the guy that just won Big Ancajas, who was Fernando Martinez. And now you got this guy, Limas, who has potential. But, anyways, like we said, he's only 25 years old. He's from Argentina. His last fight was against Maximiliano Ricardo Veron, which he won by eighth round TKO back in April of 2021. So he's coming off an 11-month layoff. His only notable opponent is the guy he's facing now, Lee Selby. So this is his first true test, is against Lee Selby, because Lee Selby has been in there with some top dogs. And then you got Lee Lightning Selby, who's ranked number 4 in the IBF. He's got 28 victories, 3 defeats, 9 knockouts. He's orthodox, 5'9", already 35 years old, from the United Kingdom. His last fight was against George Kambosos, which was a loss by split decision. So it was a close fight against the champion Kambosos, which that was in October of 2020. So he's coming off a 17-month layoff, almost a year and a half. So he's faced guys like Evgeny Gradovich, Fernando Montiel, Josh Warrington, Ricky Burns, and George Kambosos, like we mentioned. Uh, so going into this fight, guys, who do you got and why? Let's start with you, Juan.
Man, I'm thinking about this one a little bit.
This one's a good fight, man, because you got
Yeah, yeah.
the experienced fighter versus young fighter. Those are always the most interesting ones.
Can we go to Ricky real quick, and right after Ricky, I'll come back to
Oh,
McKenna.
you're the leader. You get to choose first.
All right, I got it. I think I'm gonna go Lee Selby Lightning.
You're gonna go for lightning. What about you,
Yeah.
compa?
I'm going based on the experience, Gopa. I'm looking at the experience, the age, even though he's older. Fuck, but I'm thinking Lee Selby as well, just based on the experience, man. But I
Yeah,
know that I know that Gustavo Electrico Lemos is younger, so he might come in, but he has no experience, in
yeah.
any top contenders that
But
he's
that's
fought.
that's the tough thing about these fights is time and time again the veteran has showed they can beat the young guy, but time and time again
Yeah,
the young guy has shown that they can beat these older veterans. So it's though that's why these fights are interesting, because
that's
it's
10
like,
years, man.
yeah, that's what's interesting is like, is Lee Selby still got it in him? He had a close fight against Cambosis, and Cambosis is a champ
Exactly.
right now. But then you
Yeah.
got Limos,
See, but
who's
that was
here's Limos, who's the overhyped young man who's supposed to be the next best thing. So that's what makes it
yeah,
tough.
but that what has it on on my end. I think I'm more like crap. Like this motherfucker hasn't fought in 17 months,
Yeah,
and we've seen ring rust be a huge issue for recent boxers in recent days. So it's
yeah,
like, fuck,
Pero también Limes, Juancho, 11 months.
yeah,
11 months compared to 17 though.
Yeah, but it's still a
yeah.
lot. You know what I mean? Both
Yeah.
of them.
They
They're
both
both
they
in the
both
double
have been
digits.
out, but I think it seems longer for the older man. When you're
Yeah,
35
it's
and you
Yeah.
too
haven't
long.
fought in a
Yeah,
while, compared to 25, I don't know, but we'll see. Limas doesn't have experience. This is his first true test in Lee Selby.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
that's why it's difficult. So you guys are going Lee Selby.
I'm going
yeah,
Selby. I'm going Selby.
You got Selby, one.
yeah. Same here. I got Selby.
Damn, guys, I'm gonna have to go for the underdog again. I don't know if he's
Got
the
it.
underdog. What if he's the favorite? Because look, guys, he's the younger guy facing the older veteran. But why is this fight being hosted in his backyard? I'm gonna have to go Limos, guys. I when we first mentioned this fight was gonna happen, I told you this is a good crop of Argentinian fighters that are starting to come along. Limos is one of them. He's the younger man. Yeah, he doesn't have experience, but sometimes ignorance is bliss. Because he doesn't know about these top fighters, he might just go in there and just dog him. But at the same time, that could hurt him. You never know. That's why this fight is interesting. Lee Selby's been in there with already 5 top dogs, and this is Limos's first time being in there with the top guy. But then again, Limos, the lightweight division has been his division. That's the division he's fought at. Selby, this is barely what his third fight at lightweight, I think. He was a 130 pounder before that. So I'm gonna go Limos, guys, the Argentinian. So
Hey, that's a good choice.
just with this fight alone, Gompa can either catch me up or we fall more behind. And then I catch up more to Juan. So we'll see how that one goes. Unfortunately, not televised. Juan, break down this next fight for us. Another lightweight fight.
Jesus, you really want to give me the freaking hard names, huh? No, just kidding. I got you got Michael Burchett versus
Michael,
Jeremiah.
Michael,
Oh,
Miguel,
what
güey.
the hell?
You got-
Hey,
I'm
didn't
just
this
kidding.
guy say he was born in Mexico? Yeah, he's over here saying Michael.
Juancho, hey, all joking aside, you think you might need glasses because you did fuck up the other
Jeez,
dates,
man.
Dude,
Michael,
I think my vision's getting worse and worse nowadays.
bro, you're only 21.
Yeah, but you still got some people get glasses since they were young.
Jeez. Anyways,
So
But
now
you got-
Michael, Miguel, sorry guys.
sorry about that,
You
guys.
got me.
We'll slap him. We'll
got
slap
Miguel
him around
Burchett.
for a couple rounds after the podcast is over.
Hey, you gotta say that second name. Jeremiah. I know
Jeremiah,
Nakatila.
see Nakatila. It's a lightweight, 135
Ay, ay, ay,
pounder
Juan.
fight. Resorts World Las Vegas is where it's going to be taking place. In Las Vegas, Nevada, March 26, 2022, ESPN, at 7 p.m. And you got Miguel El Lacran Burchett versus number 5.
El
from
alacrán, not
UFC.
el alacrán, way. Oh my God,
I
este
said
cabrón.
Alacran, fool.
You said el
I said
alacrán.
Alacran.
Compa,
no,
what did he
I said
say?
Juancho, you said lacrán.
El
You said
alacrán.
lacrán,
El alacrán.
Juancho.
No, I said El Alacran.
El
You know what?
alacrán.
El alacrán, not el alacrán.
That's what I said.
All
That's
right.
what I
When you
said.
hear this recording,
Hey,
you'll
it's
see it.
recorded.
Yeah, it's recorded. Cole, the producer,
It's probably-
agrees. And Cole, the producer,
it's
doesn't
just-
speak much Spanish, and he even knows you said el alacrán.
Yeah,
It's
even Cole,
probably,
he's
It's probably my wife that went out on you guys. That's
Yeah, sure, huh?
okay. Go ahead with
But number 5, WBC ranked 38-2, 34 KOs, Orthodox fighter, 5'7", age 30, from Mexico, born in Las Vegas, Nevada. And his last fight was against Oscar Valdez, who he took an L from a KO in the 10th round. We all remember that fight. It was great, upset. But it was back in February 2021, a 13-month layoff now for him. And this guy has some notable fighters. He's got Oscar Valdez, obviously. Then he got Cristobal Cruz with a W in the 5th round in August 2013. And he got Francisco Vargas, which he took a W as well in the 11th round. And then you got Takashi Miura with the W in the unanimous decision in July 2017.
He actually beat Francisco
And then-
Vargas twice.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap. Oh, yeah, that's
so-
true.
yeah.
Back in 2019 and 2017.
Yeah.
And then you got Jeremiah Low Key. Why is he low key though? You know that?
That's just his moniker. I don't know. I don't know the story behind that.
Nakatalia. So you got
Nakatila,
Jeremiah
way.
Low-Key Nakatalia.
Nakatalia. Where's the other A there? Oh my God, bro.
Nakatila, number 12 WBO ranked.
This
at
guy
super
Naka
featherweight
Natalie.
130.
Like what?
Natalie.
Jeez, man. Just making up all sorts of shit.
He's 22-2 with 18 KOs. Orthodox, 5'10", age 32. They're waving at Enrique's sister over there with producer Cole in the back. He's from Kike.
What?
Where's he from?
Namibia.
Namibia. Oh my
Hey.
God, Juan. Jeez.
Yo, I can't say
He's
these international
struggling,
words,
bro.
Go
man.
smiling.
Anyways, Jeremiah Nakatila is ranked number 12 by the WBO, but that's for the super featherweight division, 130 pounds. The notable guys he's faced is Shakur Stevenson, which he lost to. back in June of 2021, and now Miguel Berchelt. So stepping up in competition again. Uh, Good comeback fight for Berchelt. It's going to be his lightweight debut, guys. I don't think this fight is difficult to choose, guys, on who we're gonna. I think we're all gonna go Nakatila, right, on this one. This one's
Low
not hard
key.
to pick.
I'm not going Nagatili,
I'm
compa.
just kidding, Koba. We're going.
Oh,
No,
I'm
Ricky's like,
going
I'm not going
to
Nakatila. Yeah, I was like, I'm not going Naka Natalie. Oh god.
I'm going El Lacran.
I said it alacran.
No, you
Tripping.
didn't. Wait. When you hear this recording, you're gonna see El Acran. Anyway.
Come on, I'm going El Alacran.
Oh shit. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go Miguel Berchelt as well. What about you, Juan?
Yeah, same.
Same here.
All right. So we got that one, guys. That's another fight that we got coming up this weekend. And I think the highlight fight of this weekend, guys, is going to be uh, between Tszyu versus Terrell Gausha. You want to break that one down for us, compa?
Yeah, so this is a super welterweight fight, which is 154 pounds. It's going to be taking place at the Armory in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Obviously, it's March 26, 2022, on Showtime at 6 p.m. So Tim Tszyu is ranked by number one by the WBO, number three by the IBF, and number three by the WBC. He is 20 wins, zero losses with 15 KOs. He's orthodox. He's 5'9", age 27, from Australia. Shout out to our listener and follower Gorman,
James Gorman.
James Gorman, Australia, man. He last fought Takashi Inoue, which he won by unanimous decision on November of 2021, which puts him at a 4-month layoff. His notable opponents right now is Jeff Horn, which he won by 8th round TKO on August 2020, and he is fighting Terrell Gausha. Gausha is ranked number 11 by the WBO. He's 22 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, and 11 KOs. He is also orthodox. He's 5'10". He's 34 years of age. He's from Cleveland, Ohio, but lives in Encino, California. He last fought Jamonte Clark, which he won by second round TKO on March 2021. So he has a 12-month layoff. His notable opponents is Islandi Lara, which he lost by unanimous decision back in October
How
2017.
come? How
So
come
who
you
do
don't
you
fuck
guys
with?
got?
How come you don't fuck with Ricky when he says Islandi? It's Ereslandi, lad.
He said Islandi.
Yeah, he said Islandi. How come you
Oh.
don't say that shit to
Islandi?
him, huh?
Because you fuck up more.
Hey, but I at least fuck up the international names, not the easy ones.
The
Ereslandi,
internet.
it's just Eres
Oh, you
Landi.
hey, compa, el alacrán, el alacrán.
Michael.
I said El
Michael.
Alacran.
Michael Miguel. Yeah, he's always
Yes,
yeah, he
how?
yeah,
Michael
Juan,
Miguel.
yeah, Juan always
I
like
was,
I'm the most Mexican guy here. Yeah, Miguel is Michael.
I was
Come
translating
on,
it.
I'm watching the Chivas game. Called
was-
Michael Miguel.
I was translating it for our English
Yeah,
listeners.
yeah,
They don't know
sure.
it's Michael. In Spanish,
Yeah.
it's Miguel, but in English, it's
Bro,
Michael.
you said that name with so much passion. I doubt you were translating. You were like Michael
Oh
Berchelt. He
my
was
God.
getting into
I was
his
gonna go-
announcers like persona. Jeez.
At least I didn't say Islandi.
Islandi.
It's better than Michael Miguel, güey.
I translated it.
Uh,
Mine has a relation to it.
Anyway.
El Acran. Who are you guys going for this one? For this one, I think this is pretty easy, guys.
It's gonna be
Gausha.
a good fight for Sue, and he's making his U.S. debut. Unfortunately for our people out in Australia, I don't know if they're gonna be showing it out there. I know out here in the States it's Showtime 6 p.m. Get to finally see Tim Tszyu in action. No more YouTube videos. We get to see him here on
Yeah,
the
for
network.
real.
So Tim Tszyu, I'm going Tim Tszyu, guys.
Yeah,
I think he's
Tim
the
Tszyu
real
for
deal.
sure.
What about you, Juan?
Juancho?
Man, I'm gonna go for. I feel like I want to go for Gausha here in this one. Just I feel like there's an upset in this one.
You never know. They could be. Because
I'm just kidding.
Gausha
Fuck
is
no,
experienced.
I'm
though.
going. I'm going for Tim Tszyu. I think he's the real
Oh,
Uh,
wait.
He was gonna go El Acran.
Okay.
But
With this one, I'm with Gorman, our listener, with Tim Sue, man.
Tim Sue.
Team Sue.
So to recap our three fights, guys, we got Limos versus Selby. Ricky and Juan are going Selby on that one. I'm going Limos. I think for Michael Burchell, as Juan says him, Michael Burchell versus Nakatalia, as Juan would say as well. No, I'm sorry, guys. That's Burchell versus Nakatila. We're all
Or
going
like
Burchell.
Natalie.
Yeah, we're all going Burchell on that one. And then we got Tim Sue versus Gausha. We're all going Tim Sue on that. So to update our leaderboard, guys, for those of you that are tuning in for the first time, or for those of you that tune in constantly and keep up with our leaderboard, we do this for fun to keep track of when we make predictions. We pick correctly or incorrectly. So far in 23 fights that we've previewed, in third place we've got Ricky, who's got 16 victories, 7 defeats. Myself in second place, who's got 17 victories, 6 defeats, and Juan. I don't know how he's in first place, compa. I don't know how we're allowing this. I can always edit this, but unfortunately, right now he somehow got 20 victories and 3 defeats. Actually, Cole, the producer, I think you can edit it on the YouTube video, correct? I think you'll be able to. Okay, yeah, he's putting a thumbs up. He's saying, yeah, he'll put 3-20 for Juan. 3 victories, 20 defeats. Nah, but Juan's doing pretty good. 20 victories, 3 defeats. So he's been doing pretty good. And as Ricky and I say, his guesses. Uh, so
His
so
guesses.
he's in the lead right now. But yeah, guys, that
It's not my fault. You all don't know how to pick fucking right fighters, man.
yeah. Meanwhile, you're like Nakatalia.
Hey, I can't pronounce it, but I know how they fucking fight
Yeah,
though.
because you always pick the first fucking name. That's how you go off of it.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Anyways,
That one fucking time I pick our boy Ramos fucking gives me the first L that gave me a two like three loss streak. It was horrible.
jeez. Don't worry, you'll catch up. But yeah, so guys, that does it for that does it for our episode 56. Don't forget to tune in every week. We're coming at this every week, guys, keeping you updated in the boxing world. I forgot to mention in the beginning. Hopefully, you've stayed in until the end. Follow us on Instagram at Boxing Talk Podcast, on Twitter at Boxing Talk Pod, and we have a YouTube channel name now. Just type in Boxing Talk. We should come up. So if you want to not just hear our audio, but also see how we're reacting and stuff, you can. If you're more of a visual person, we're on YouTube as well. That's thanks to Cole, the producer, who's doing those videos. He's doing a great job in doing that. But anything you guys like to say to wrap this episode up?
Yeah.
For
Even if you guys can't find us on YouTube, go ahead and go to our social medias, whether it's on Twitter or on Instagram, and go ahead and click that link on
Yeah,
the
we have
link tree
links.
that you should be able to direct you to the YouTube.
Exactly. Thanks for that one.
and for me, compa, like again, shout out Cole, the producer, man. Thank you, Cole. Those videos are coming great. If you guys haven't checked out the latest video that he put out, Ashton Sills, that we did like a blog
Yeah.
on when we went to go see the fight. Check it out, dude. That video is really good.
Yeah.
I loved our reaction, Kike.
Yeah.
It was a good video. So thanks to Cole, the
I
producer,
think
man, and check that video out.
I liked our reaction when Ashton knocked him out. We were all like, "What did the guy like? Did the guy die or what?" That was funny.
Yeah,
Gee.
yeah.
Yeah,
One of
good
our
video.
mutual friends, Melissa and Vanessa, they were telling me that they were laughing for a good 2 minutes watching her reaction. So check
But
out that
yeah.
video again. Boxing Talk on YouTube.
But all right, guys, thanks for tuning in. We're your boxing channel to go to for your most up to date news, fight announcement, previews, everything. Till next time, guys. Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace.